Welcome to Retro Rank Rhapsody. This episode is Rhapsody and New, Part 3, in which we look at we start looking at some of the more specialized lists that I have. In particular, looking at the Intellect list and the Charisma list. The Intellect category basically will be games that reward you for either learning or retaining bits of trivia, or math skill, or some sort of educational skill. They're basically meant to kind of self-improve your kind of knowledge of academic subjects. Although also one other thing that we'll include is games that kind of try and boost your creativity, whether they be painting or some other creative venture that really doesn't have a gameplay mechanic, but is more about the creativity. The Charisma list is entirely about games in which you are playing against another person. Sometimes this can be against AI, but when you're usually fighting against AI, it is usually in the same way that you would play against the same game as another person. A good example would be fighting games. There's going to be a lot of fighting games in this category, but that's not going to be it for this category. This will also include some versus puzzle games, some other types of versus games. If the entire point of the game is to play against another person, it's ending up in this category. With that, let's go ahead and start the episode and get some of these on the list. So, our first game that we're going to take a look at, especially if you are, and I don't know how worldwide this franchise is, but if you are American and were taught in the American elementary school system, you probably are familiar very, very much with this game. Although this is not probably the version you might be familiar with. This is the Sega Genesis version. But this is it's Sega Genesis version. We're going to see that logo a lot. This is Math Blaster. Episode 1, In Search of Spot.
Fuck! Granted, I played the PC version.
Yeah, that's the version that probably most people knew, but this seems to have pretty much everything that the PC version had.
Yeah, the PC version's better.
Well, that also would have been a little bit harder to get to run.
Oh, it would have sucked to run.
Spot, prepare for hyperspeed. I wonder what could be wrong.
Well, did you check the fuel?
Also, this is kind of another reason why I wanted to do the Genesis version.
Just these games taught me to suck at math. That's great.
Combustion regulator. Spot, prepare to beam out for repairs.
Who, me? Nah, I'm not going out there.
I'll be below deck if you need me.
Yeah, wake. You make me do all the work around here.
Hate this.
Hey!
Spot,
Yeah, so apparently this is the third or fourth rendition of Math Blaster because the original was a text game that had very little to do with space.
I can't seem to find Spot, and there's trash everywhere.
Oh, this sounds like the work of that yellow three-eyed trash alien. I'm sending you on a mission, Blasternaut. Good luck.
Yes, we must rescue Spot.
It's just the yellow three-eyed trash alien.
Yes, so we have some options. We're gonna set this as high as we can. Also, I think this is probably corresponding to grade level. So it goes through all the way from 1 to 12. The funny thing is that since this game can only handle numbers of, it seems like double digits, 12 difficulty seems to focus entirely on division, which means that having a higher difficulty actually benefits you because it only can handle double digits. So therefore, what they have to work with is actually relatively small. So I can already tell I'm going to need a handicap, so let's do, say, 8.
So what does
Why are
game
you-
difficulty do?
Game difficulty, so they're at, there's only practice and normal. We're going to do normal. So there are some actual gameplay elements of this game, as you
Gameplay elements in this game.
It's not like the original Math Blaster, which was a strict, like, okay, here's a math problem, then solve it. Let's just go ahead and start. Okay, so there's 3 kind of segments of this game, and here's the first segment. Okay, so that's 30. So we have this blaster. We also have occasionally there will be enemies that show up. That should be 60. If we don't shoot fast enough, will shoot at us. We have a shield that can actually deflect. Like right here, see I didn't shoot fast enough? I do have a shield though that can block that. So you're trying to kind of juggle doing multiple things at once.
Man, I just vaguely recall the version I played just looking and sounding a bit better.
I'd imagine it probably did. Wait, isn't that the exact same thing I just got?
Don't worry about it, just do it.
I'm doing it, except it's caught in the border of the screen.
Welcome to hell!
So that little atom-looking thing is will give us more shield. That S gauge at the left or the right actually will shows how much shield we have. Every time we use the shield, it'll deplete a little bit. I'm getting really bad at catching those things before they shoot.
What is the F gauge?
That's basically our progress meter. It's our fuel gauge. Oop.
Is it supposed to be going up or down?
It's supposed to be going up.
That's weird. Also, sweet Jesus, this is slow.
Yeah. Okay, so I can't exactly remember how many things we shoot before that stage will be over, but now we got a bonus stage.
I'm just glad that the spacecraft disappears. Just like, yeah, you know what, we're fucking done. Later, dude.
Pretty much.
Have a nice day. Okay, this has nothing to do with math. What is this crap?
Oh yeah, it's just a really subpar shooter.
So we can blow up as many rocks as we want, but we're only allowed to shoot certain pieces of trash.
Correct. So there will be 3 stages of this segment.
Oh, sweet Jesus, just end me now.
So you're not allowed to shoot when there's no numbers?
I think you can. Yeah, you can. There's just no benefit of actually shooting the garbage. So that's gonna be 2. See, now they start tricking you. Now they give you the answer in one of the numbers, and you got to figure out
It's
going backwards.
it's still not hard.
Yeah. Also, we did kind of get ourselves on difficulty.
Yeah, but even so, it is still very much not hard. Especially because it really likes 7 times 4.
See, that's the thing with the whole... it only seems to handle double digits. So it kind of, when you're dealing with, like, multiplication, division...
More the bigger issue is just the way everything ends up stacking up, or also moving off screen.
Yeah. Whoops, okay.
Also, using a D-pad to aim is hell.
Yes. Also, you can...
That's real good though!
A little animation of your guy shooting. Also, you can just hold it down.
Also, when do we start doing the old Magic School Bus games?
At some point.
What I'm saying is, when do we for?
I can actually, I believe next month I can think of there's probably going to be an entertainment game in which we at least eat stuff.
Because I distinctly remember owning a Magic School Bus game as a kid, wherein you got it.
That sounds right. Okay, why am I blanking?
Because it existed.
I just remember the only episode of Magic School Bus I remember is the one where they went to space and then Carlos took his helmet off and almost froze to death.
It wasn't Carlos, I think it was Arthur.
I can't remember anyone in the Magic School Bus other than Miss Frizzle and Carlos.
Yeah, he just took off his helmet and fucking died. It's real fucked up.
My knowledge of Magic School Bus is divided into characters that are voiced by Lily Tomlin and characters that are not voiced by Lily Tomlin.
Yeah, I rewatched some episodes.
I forgot and also I forgot that new version came out.
I try to pretend it didn't. But yeah, I rewatched some episodes with some folks a while back, like sometime last year, and boy howdy, though that show has not held up.
I'd imagine.
Oh dear lord, it sucked.
Well, the good thing is we're almost done with this segment.
I mean, also remember the time a fish splooged on them?
That sounds about right.
That is a thing that happened.
I remember the one where they went inside a chicken.
Delicious.
Oh, okay.
I'm learning so much.
Remember that time that Miss Frizzle got addicted to pinball? Yeah, I'm amazed that she still is able to teach, given how many times she's risked the lives of her children.
Yeah.
Like, she almost kills them on it. Arthur fucking died!
It's fine. Just froze. Run some hot water on him. Okay, so that was the first set of stages.
Oh joy.
There's 3 sets of stages.
You mean we might get a new song?
We will get a new song.
Oh, my cup runneth over.
Okay, so here's one of the other segments. So basically, this is kind of a slalom. Also a very annoying noise. So we have to get our number that we have between, so you see how like this middle one's 11 times 4 and this one's 6? Since we have 23, we can go through this. So that's 30, so yeah, that should be fine. That should also be fine. And here's where the game difficulty bit comes in, because there's actually like things we have to dodge now. Okay, so we're 20.
Okay, but what determines if we can land on a point or not?
If we can land?
Yeah.
We can land on any spot. Let's see, 18.
Okay, that's why I'm wondering, like, why you're not trying to meet the numbers.
Because I'm trying to look at the top and make sure that I have enough. 18.
Right, like, can you try to go through this one and show us what happens?
Oh, right, because... Whoops.
Yep. So if you try to go through one where you're not between the 2 numbers, you'll take damage.
Oh, you have to be between them, alright.
Yes.
That's what I wasn't clear on.
Okay.
Well, that one's easy. Holy shit. You're fine. Oh, actually, no.
54 and...
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it okay if you meet one of them?
No, it is not. It is not exclusive. Or it is exclusive. I think.
Okay.
That's 14. I definitely need to...
Yeah, no, this one sucks.
See, yeah. Here, actually, I'll show that. So if I do this, I can't.
That's okay. Also, sweet Jesus, that noise is annoying.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid doing it as much as possible. Okay, 88. No, I'm not fine. No, I'm fine. Also, let's see, is it going to do it here? Because there's a really good sound clip. Oh god, it got cut off.
Oh, that is good.
Get the 9. Actually, no, you're too much, yeah. I forgot that you bounced into one of them.
Let's see, 8 to... Let's see, that is 28. Oh, I definitely need to... That should be good. 30 to 20, that should be good. 10 to 44, that should be good. 30 to 8, that should be good. 4 to 18, that should be good. 12 to 70, that should be good. Whoop.
You found the magic number!
Yeah. Also, they're giving me really wide spans, too. Nope. What, the 30? Oh.
It's 24.
30 and 24.
Up, and we're now out.
We're finally free!
Wow, that was
Fuck
way
that
faster than stage 1.
Yeah. And now we have the last segment,
Three-eyed trash alien.
which combines the 2 other stages, so these are just straight up do this. 88. 18. So yeah, this is more just actually solving math problems. And there is actually a timer for this. It's actually, you see the sun, or the little plane in the background. I guess that technically is the sun because it's basically doing an eclipse thing.
Well, that's clever.
If this game could just not make noise, I would be so happy.
30.
Also, that juice carton is massive.
Yeah. Well, that donut's massive.
That can is massive.
Is that a donut or a tire?
Oop.
It's supposed to be a donut.
Oh.
Yeah, you got a perfect, so nice. Congrats, dude.
Okay, so now we gotta do that.
Ouch! Yeah, fuck that pizza in particular.
And that's totally not a Coke can.
Fuck my goddamn ears, actually. Holy hell.
Yeah, that jetpack noise, if it could stop, is great.
It sounds like someone's just put on a vacuum. Like an old Dyson. And dear lord, do I hate the sound of vacuum cleaners.
Yeah, they're not, see, it's trying to do an eclipse.
See, I must have been like a dog in another life, because that shit drives me up a goddamn wall.
Yeah, it's not a pleasant noise. Okay, let's see. See, now we got things trying to go after us here. Okay, so that is... 14. 6.
I also vaguely remember the PC one being like more involved in this.
I took a look at a long play of it, and actually it seems like it has the same stuff in it. The only thing I remember might be different is I believe you can set to see whether or not you want to do addition and all that.
And granted, I haven't played it since I was a child, so I'm going off of vague memories.
Yeah.
Yeah, these have been nothing but multiplication.
Yep.
Yeah, I wonder if they all correspond to, like, this is hard multiplication and hard division.
Not that it really matters, because this is all pretty easy to us adults.
Yes. Also to me, who is someone who was both computer science and economics in college.
I mean, I was neither, but I can do mental math.
Yeah. but math is very much part of it.
Ow!
Ow. God. The good thing is this bonus stage seems to be going by really quickly. Okay, so this should be the last stage. 56. Also, I believe there was a Super Nintendo version of this as well.
Oh wow, he's shooting back now.
Three. Oh, almost running out of energy, so we'll see what happens. Well, let's see what happens when you lose a life. Or, oh. One. 56. They're getting a lot of repeats. 6. Also, by the way, when I first did the tests on an emulator, this part would just completely like crashed.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, damn it. Okay, apparently that explosion persisted. Oh,
Don't worry
right
about
at the
it.
end too.
It's fine, you ate shit like a champ.
Yeah, we got this nice certificate. And that's the game.
God, you just look like a shitty green bomber man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that is the entirety of Math Blaster. So
Okay.
yeah. Yes. So we really don't have a choice with this one. It's going to be Math Blaster.
It's apparently the highest rated one.
It's also the
Hell,
lowest
you're
rated
right.
one. So it's gonna be episode 5.
It was interesting. I didn't like the first part where you're in the cockpit and flying and shooting is annoying.
Yeah, that part lasted way too long.
And it's virtually identical to the third part, and there's really no reason to delay the shooting of trash.
And also the games themselves are pretty limited.
Yeah, let's say this has a happy tone. No content thing. OSTs.
No. Hate it.
I'd say it's there.
Interesting but repetitive.
The OST is someone running a vacuum cleaner.
All right.
No, it had music, you just couldn't hear it.
It had music, but it also
Somebody
had
was running a vacuum
questionable-
cleaner.
Yeah, it also had questionable sound effects. World building, I mean...
Three-eyed trash alien. They didn't even give him a name.
Yeah.
They don't name the planets, they don't name the locations, there's no interstitials, they don't even say, oh, he went to hide in there. It was just three-eyed trash aliens throwing trash.
I'll give that a C. Craft...
It has voice acting.
Well, Craft is more for gameplay stuff. Like mechanical.
And the math works.
What do you mean? What's craft supposed to be?
Like how it was built. Like mechanically. Like, did they use kind of cheap difficulty? Did they think about their mechanics?
I definitely ding them for stage 1, which is too long.
Yeah, also the playmodes themselves are pretty bare bones.
Yeah, so I'll give that
Well,
to you.
It is supposed to be a math, but at least the second one was like makes you think, because you got to do 2 math problems and then a third one to actually get through something. That struck me as kind of interesting, but the first one was just annoying.
The only thing is, it tended to repeat questions a bit too often as well.
Because it has a very limited number of.
Right. Well, I would think the challenge would be to raise the difficulties. The timer is more restricted, but then there's only a timer in the third phase, so. There's only
a timer in the third phase, and also the math difficulty is only based on like what the kind of questions it asks you. Which even at the highest difficulty, you still get repetitive questions. Impact, I would almost say A or B. Because this game practically in the 90s was in every single computer lab in the country, I think.
Everyone played fucking Math Blasters.
So I would actually think about giving that an A.
Surprisingly, there's a Sega version. Did you just play the Sega version because you can get the DOS version to run?
I did. More or less, I couldn't get. It's not that I couldn't get the run. It's that I didn't feel like trying to get it to run.
Yeah, it would have taken more work.
Considering I already had enough difficulty trying to get another game we're going to look at tonight to run, I figured I'd rather cheap it out for that one.
I mean, it could be worse. I have dealt with worse to get it run.
They have continued to update Math Blaster into the mobile age.
Yes, there are plenty of Math Blaster games after this, and this is
Windows 95 games are a special kind of hell to get running.
Yeah.
Take it from me and my boy, Nightmare.
Oh, right, I forgot about that game.
Yeah, that was the thing that happened that didn't.
Yeah, age I would kind of ding this as well because...
it is not aged well. This version in particular is aged very poorly.
I would say episode 1 because, I mean, episode 1 as a whole, I think, would probably get dinged.
Yeah.
Either D or E. Let's see. Then I'd probably give it a D.
I'd give it a D because it wasn't like outright offensive or anything. It was just it's very clearly aged poorly, but it was still like you could still play it fine, figure it out.
All right, and then great, now it's trying to do stuff. Okay, and then touch. I mean, I'd give it probably either an A or a B. Because I mean, it is a game literally meant for children.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of buy that definition, give it an A.
Yeah, I mean it does it pretty well.
Alright, so let's see. With that's Math Blaster episode 1. And now just make sure I got the order of this right. Close that down, and then there. Okay, so our next game. Some of these games technically belong in the charisma category as they are very much versus games, but the entire point of the game is knowing how much trivia, and even if you are technically losing, you are still learning. Like in this game that I'm about to load up.
You're learning what an idiot you are.
Pretty much.
Learning how fucking stupid you are.
So, this game, live from Twitch, this is Jeopardy!
Yeah!
Specifically the 1987 NES edition of Jeopardy.
All right.
So here's going to be a fun thing that we're going to be looking at in this series, which is actually kind of the thing I'm really going to be happy about, and I actually talked to Rhapsody about it earlier, is trying to figure out, or just enjoying the, let's just say, aged questions.
Oh god, they are supremely aged.
Yep.
Holy hell.
So this was actually developed by Rare, actually.
Yep.
So this actually lets you do, it's not just, if you're not familiar with Jeopardy, it is, I'd say probably one of the most popular game shows, at least in the US. It has been going on since technically it originated from the 50s, but really came back big during the 80s, where it is still being hosted today by the same host, Alex Trebek.
Are you ready for some unimportant trivia?
Yes.
My brother was on the
Always.
TV show.
Oh, your brother was on.
He
How
was
did
on
he do?
one episode. But we love him anyway.
How did he do? Or
He did all right. He did all right. But only one episode. He didn't make it, so...
Okay.
he made it to at least the third round.
So the gimmick with the... why don't we actually pick? So, are we gonna do... So the thing is that are weird with this is that this is an NES game, so you only have 2 controller ports unless you have the 4-score, which this doesn't support. So these are actually meant to be played on 2 controllers, I think. However, basically one half of the controller is, or each controller denotes a player. So like player 1 and 2 will be on controller 1, and then player 3 will have the second controller to themselves. I believe that is the case. So I'm just gonna play it safe, and hopefully 2 players works. I believe this is only for question difficulty, so let's just do 1. Let's not play against the computer. Shut up, Google. What are you doing? No, I wasn't talking to you. Anyway, let's see. Let's just do... let's do left. Also, you can select your character.
You know who you need to pick.
There is only one character that we can pick. Do we want the guy in gray? In red?
Yeah.
In addition to other red? Or white?
We gotta do other red.
Okay. Because there is a... So, the thing is that he's supposed to be shaking his fist at the other player. It does not look like that. Oh good, this only does support. 1 second. Okay, so we're gonna do the solo.
Cannot believe your bullshit.
Okay, 1, easy, no. Yes. Alright, let's play Jeopardy!
Yeah!
So, if you're not familiar with the way Jeopardy works, here is the big Jeopardy category board. You pick a category and then a dollar amount. By the way, these are the old number or dollar values. By now, they have all doubled. So let's see, we got the 50s, grand places, the Irish, fish, tennis anyone, and nuts to you.
Nuts to you!
Okay, let's do nuts to you for 100.
You baby.
Famous Russian ballet often performed... Well, this is...
What is the Nutcracker?
Yes. So here's the thing with Jeopardy. So in Jeopardy you have to... So the thing is... what it's supposed to be is basically they give you the answer to a question and you give the question. However, it never makes sense. Like, you would never answer any of the questions you ask with the answer that they give. Okay,
I don't know, I'd say the Nutcracker to this.
What? Oh. Oh, also, so the thing is... I didn't realize it said the thing is that the text parser in these are always kind of questionable.
I mean,
The Irish.
functions, it just looks for the letters in order. It doesn't care what's in between.
Yes.
Yes, there's a famous Wheel of Fortune video like that.
There's also...
There's a famous Family Feud
Family
one, which is...
Feud.
Oh, sorry, Family Feud. My bad, Family Feud.
Gem like...
Yeah.
Let's see.
Do you want us to shout out the answers?
I mean, if we're just doing it solo, then I don't care.
Yeah, it is the Emerald Isle. You're right.
Yep.
Emerald. See, you can put as long as the letters that it's looking for are in order, it will you can feed it whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a good way of doing it. It's reasonably typo resistant.
Yeah. So let's see. Let's do the 50s. Oh, is that going to be Alaska or Hawaii?
It's Alaska.
Okay.
Yeah, we threw a coup and took over Hawaii.
Oh, whoops. Okay, apparently it didn't like.
Alaska.
Okay, it didn't like my.
That's interesting.
Didn't like your crude joke.
Let's see. Let's continue down the 50s. Puck still rotated around the waist. Yes, that is the hula hoop.
I still want one.
Well, the good thing about this being old and it's asking a question about the 50s is that the 50s always already happened, so it's not like they're going to get out of date. Oh, was it Laurel and Hardy?
I'm guessing it's Martin and Lewis.
Yeah, it's Martin Lewis.
I was right. I win at Jeopardy.
Don Larson pitched the first in. What is
no hitter?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Oop.
Really?
Also, what is that face? Oh.
Perfect game. I was about to say it was going to be perfect game instead, which essentially is the same thing as no hitter. So.
Yes. Someone I've convicted of. Oh God! I knew their names, but I can't think of it.
Oh, is it like Rosenbergs or
Rosenbergs? The Rosenbergs, yes. We didn't get in time though. So grand places. I bet you it's going to be questions and the answer has the word grand in it.
Like Canyon?
Not using nuts to you, though.
I knew it! I even called it before it was on the screen.
And
Notice it's carved for the Colorado River.
Let's do grand for 2. What is the Grand Canal? It also doesn't help it doesn't help that I've also had a Jeopardy calendar at my desk for 2 years in a row.
No, my fucking god, you nerd.
You have a calendar?
Yeah. I have 2 of them, actually.
You
One is
fucking nerd.
the former Gerald Ford's hometown. Well, I'm not.
Grand Rapids.
I was thinking. Let's see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Grand Rapids.
I would say Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
Also, I think we got all these questions when you streamed this ages ago.
Probably.
Yeah. I can only guess at how big the bank is. Like, is it an 8K bank or a 16K bank?
It's 87, so it's relatively early NES.
Yeah, but you could save money by having less memory.
That's true, but still, also, I'd imagine not having as much banks available would probably hurt you as well. Let's do nuts to you. What is soup to nuts? What is it? Is it from soup to nuts?
Duck soup, maybe?
Right. I think it is actually. That would be ducks. No, because it's nuts to you, so it has to have the word nuts in it. cocoa nuts.
Yep.
Huh. Okay.
Oh, they put an A in it.
Oh, so here's the other thing. The Daily Double, in which you, well, it does, you can wager, let's see.
Bid it all! Bid it all!
Characters and oh.
I've never heard that before. I always heard, like, Charles, like, there was just a random name applied to it. I never heard it because they were small.
Yeah, that's the thing. I always thought it was random, too.
Yeah, and Charles Schultz was all PO'd about it.
Oh. What are chestnuts on an open fire?
I think you just need chestnuts.
Yeah, it'll just be chestnuts.
I agree.
Phrase describing the hardcore. Oh, this could go.
Nuts and bolts?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, nuts and bolts.
Yeah, it was originally called Little Folk, but yeah, I forgot why they changed the name.
So that's a terrible name.
Also, it might be confusing with Little Abner.
I just remember Charles Schultz said that his original manager just applied that name randomly, and he wanted to call it good old Charlie Brown or something. All right, you are winning Jeopardy.
Oh. What is the Blarney Stone?
Yeah.
The Irish. Oh, what is an Irish coffee?
You put whipped cream in an Irish coffee?
I thought you did.
I think you're right. I just never had whipped cream, just cream.
Well, usually it's Bailey's.
Oh yeah, Bailey's these days.
Cause I mean, I don't know if Bailey's was around then. It's a rhyming humorous verse. Oh, was it a sonnet?
A limerick.
Oh, right.
Yeah, limerick.
Was a limerick. Oh, let's see. Limerick. Okay.
Limerick
yeah,
has one M in it.
That's what I thought. Which is weird that it gets really persnickety about that.
I think it doesn't like the same letter being together twice, if it's part of the answer.
Yeah, it's weird. It's not as generous as the Family Feud.
It's very generous, but it just seems like to arbitrarily.
Irish setter, I would think.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe the wolfhound, but I think setter is what they're looking for.
Well, it probably is setter. It's just Irish wolfhound is the only one I could think of.
Yeah, Irish setters are big dogs.
Oh.
Nope, maybe you're right. Maybe it's the wolfhound.
Ah!
Bigger than the Tibetan Mastiff.
I was thinking I could go either way on that, but yeah, the wolfhound was probably right.
Fish.
Oh well. I fail at Jeopardy.
Pressure and... Oh, right, because those are fish.
Shark.
Yeah, it's a shark. Or sharks. Fish.
I mean, the best shark is the basking shark because it looks like a horrifying hell beast.
Oh, what is Pisces? Yeah, some sharks can look like they come straight from the bowels of hell. Oh, crap.
Particularly the basking shark.
Again, it's the ocean. The farther deep you go, the closer you are getting to hell.
Basking sharks aren't that deep.
What's the tiger of the sea? It is.
I was talking in general about the ocean.
Yeah.
Is it? It's not the tiger shark, is it? Oh, the barracuda. Okay. It is the final. Oh, is that the dorsal?
That's dorsal, yeah.
Yeah, dorsal.
Fin. Oh, can't hit start. You gotta go over to end.
It's got that weird fist shaking motion.
Jacking it. Oh, is this carp?
Yep. Didn't get in.
That sounds right.
Yeah, it's carp. Let's see tennis anyway.
Oh, we are not gonna get.
Isn't that clay or is that grass?
Yeah, I think it's clay.
Clay.
Just crank it in at his face.
Nope. God, that face.
It is
he makes
grass.
when he- God.
Is that a face? Oh, it is grass. Damn it.
Let's see.
Sorry, I know jack shit.
There we go. There's an old question who I know the answer to.
Wow, that is dated as hell.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Oh,
It's
what's his
McEnroe,
first
isn't
name?
it?
It's McEnroe, but I
John
forgot what his first
McEnroe.
name was.
John McEnroe.
John. Yep.
But I don't know if it's Jon or John.
Well,
Only one way to find out.
let's do John.
The answer is poorly.
And
He was doing a bunch of Nike commercials in the 90s.
yeah, he basically lived on in commercials. Let's see. No idea. Okay. So the thing is also the sound effects that you hear for like the timer counting down. Rare would make many game show games. They use that sound effect in every single one.
Or why do they need to change it?
A service goes on. Is that a skunk or an ace? Oh, it's an ace. I thought an ace was getting
It is an ace.
40-0. We're getting.
No, 40-0 is 40 love.
Well, now I meant like doing Ireland? Australia. Let's see, grand places. Jackson Hole sits at top. Oh, mountains I'm not good at.
Yeah, I got nothing.
McKinley?
That's
No, it's
right.
gonna have grand in the
Teton.
name.
Derp, because it's grand. Derp.
Yeah.
And McKinley's not even there. McKinley's in Alaska. Derp.
The state of Washington holds the back. What?
Great Lakes.
Is that the Grand Hoover
Coulee
Dam?
Dam. Yeah,
Grand Coulee Dam. Derp.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're in the lead. A single
Okay,
player.
let's see what the Delta
In the
questions
lead
are.
by default.
Simeon
Okay, but
Simon.
islands.
Adams and Eves? I guess that's celebrities who are Adam
It's going
or
to
Eve.
be answers are going to have the word. It's going to be someone named Adam or someone named Eve.
Oh, it's gonna be supremely dated.
I want to see trendy topics if we're going to talk about dated stuff.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
All of this is gonna be dated.
Gas filled device for the. What?
Airbag.
Oh, right. I suppose.
They were new in 87.
This bygone era when we thought
What is
alone
this?
could protect people.
And I was. Thinking,
What is this?
And I was thinking, I'm like, why would you fill gasoline in like a pen?
No.
Right.
What is what?
This
This is showing my. It's showing my age, I guess.
I guess steroids because it was in the news.
Right.
Because 87 was when they started checking for that kind of stuff.
Steroids are super trendy, it's true. All the cool kids are
I was
doing
gonna say
it.
it's not the 2008 or whenever the Mitchell report came out. Okay, let's see. Trendy topics.
They were all the cool kids doing
Looks
it.
like. Hell yeah!
Damn!
Yes!
Here we go. What is
It's
a
a
laser
DVD.
disc?
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus!
Oh God, I've never even seen one of those in person.
It's the way of the future carnival.
It is basically a giant. It is basically, imagine a CD. Oh, maybe that might not be it.
Maybe it's 2 words.
Oh, you piece of shit.
Video disc.
Oh, right, because they're British.
Oh.
I already noticed that their spelling of coconuts was the British spelling. So
That is some supremely bullshit.
It was demonstrated.
Windsurfing.
Yeah.
This shaking cracks me up. Why is it so fast?
Because he's really cranking it out on his face.
Well, this predates snowboarding. I am so old.
God, yeah. Let's see. Last trending topics.
Still want to know what islands are. Oh, damn, bet it
all of it,
bet it
all of it, all of it.
Deep.
All right, put these on your feet and hang. What?
Gravity boots.
What?
Gravity boots.
Yeah.
There's a scene in the 1989 Batman movie where Michael Keaton puts those on and flaps his arms like a bat because he's Batman.
Okay. I don't remember that.
You don't, because it's a really dumb scene.
Okay.
What is this?
Music.
All right, what are we doing?
I want islands.
Music.
Islands. Okay, let's do. We'll alternate. Largest Caribbean island is Cuba? No, can't be. Can't be. Dominican Republic? Oh, wait. Oh, it is a strategic import, not it is a strategic import. Okay. Oh, what you gotta do? Let's go back to music. Here's the problem with me playing these is I always misread what the question says.
I mean, music is just really...
Is it Hail to the Chief?
What?
The traditional anthem of the U.S. president. I think it's called Hail to the Chief.
Yeah, sorry, this side was freaking out for me a little bit, so...
Yeah, it's freaking out for us a little bit.
I ended up behind.
I think it has a different name, but I think everybody just calls it Hail to the Chief.
As I say, it's not like Pomp and Circumstance, because that's something completely different.
No, that's not Pomp and Circumstance.
Okay, let's see. Music. Conducted Bette Midler's orders. Oh, God.
Yeah, the side stream is, like, pretty far behind for me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's getting... Yeah, it seems like it's getting... Oh, Barry Manilow. Let me restart it. Give me 1 sec. Let's see. Give me a moment. Okay, should be back up. Alright, islands. This New York island is the setting for The Great Gatsby.
I wonder!
So is it Ellis Island?
No.
Oh.
I think it's Long Island.
Oh! Okay.
Is the side stream, like, dropping frames?
I don't know, let's see. Yeah, it seems like something's up with the server. Yeah, well, hopefully it'll fix itself.
There's a reason I got angry about that question.
These Scottish islands have their own breeds of sheep and ponies. What are Shetland?
Yep, the Shetland Islands. Unless there's a different kind of pony I don't know about.
I didn't do the low latency mode on the actual stream, so that could also be used. Music. Word meaning tempo that has no ordinary vowels in it. What is rhythm?
Yeah, I'm still seeing you enter in Shetland Islands.
Hmm. Yeah, it does seem like something's up with it. Like, it's getting a bad connection, so I wonder if it's just down. Let's do music again. Electronic simulator invented by Moog. Oh, that's gotta be synthesizer.
Yep, that's the synthesizer.
The most powerful instrument known to man.
So dangerous they had to change music
That can't
publication.
be how it's... How do... Oh.
It'll be spelled...
S-Y-N-T-H-I-S-I-E-R?
Yeah, spelled with an S because
Also-
Rare is a British company, therefore they use the British spelling, which uses an S instead.
Synthesize up the mainstream, because it's actually faster.
Huh. Well, Sizer. Okay, that's how it's spelled.
Yep.
Size.
Yeah, I have to. I'm just gonna watch the mainstream. This is ridiculous.
Oh, did it actually use a Z?
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
South Executive, Bloody Mary extols in his song.
Stalls it.
I would not have known that.
Is that Krakatoa east of Java?
I don't know. Islands.
Bali High, okay. Yep, totally lost.
What is the Maldives?
I'll take your word on it.
Falkland Islands.
Damn it.
Oh, Falklands also spelled with U. By manipulating the turntables, it gives the beat to...
To dancing.
Okay, what can that... What is scratch music?
Yeah, that's Scratch.
That's... No, scratch music.
Let me check something real quick.
This game sucks.
Yeah, we've also been going an hour already, so I think we need to...
Yeah. I think
that...
Okay, just do Simian Cinema for 200, because I need to see this.
Okay. I bet you it's going to be Planet of the Apes.
There's going to be a Bonzo.
It's King of... not King of Kong, King Kong.
No, King of Kong is about a cheater.
There's going to be a King Kong. There's going to be a Bonzo.
There's going to be King Kong, Bonzo, Planet of the Apes.
And every which way but loose.
Okay. Yeah, anyway, that is Jeopardy. So the thing is, if you're not familiar with Jeopardy, after... Well, I would like to do them all, but we have other games where... Well, let's see.
What's the 1000 one?
Yeah, let's do the 1000 one. In this 1931 film, starts with... Oh!
I don't know if it's Monkey Business or Monkey Shines.
It's Monkey Business.
Oh, there we go. With asterisks, apparently.
Though, I mean, guys, what do me and Billy Mitchell have in common?
You both cheated Donkey Kong?
Neither of us is an official high score.
That is true. Oh, what is the Sphinx? Or no, the pyramid.
Took you a minute. The Illuminati have gotten to Lolo.
Illuminati.
Actor comedian was married to... If that's
Who?
Eva Gabor, I'm quitting immediately.
No.
Edie
Adams.
Right, Adams. Right. Okay. Okay. That is enough Jeopardy.
Yeah, now we're
Fuck
starting to
this
get into
game.
80s stuff.
Oh,
Well, that's
okay.
a $200 question. Wow.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Hooray for Jeopardy.
Enough of that. And also, that's going to be it for RetroArch tonight. Don't reopen, you idiot thing. Okay. So, right. Also, the side stream seems to have stabilized.
Okay, I'll crack that back open then.
Yeah, because we're going to need the sound for the next one. Yeah, so that's Jeopardy. I think we're going to have to kind of, when we're talking about the INT category, I think we might have to think of a different metric than, okay, which one we'd rather play, because with these, it's kind of, I was thinking of maybe like which one provides a better experience.
That's probably a good way to put it.
I'd still have to say, I mean, Jeopardy, I think was better because it didn't have any downtime.
Especially fun if you have other people to play with.
Right.
Yes. And you can yell at them, look, this is the cock of a winner.
I say it one fucking time!
That was a really good stream, though.
It was a good stream.
Right. But yeah, I would much rather play Jeopardy, the 1987 NES version, than Math Blaster.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Okay, so I will put Jeopardy. And also I think that it... Wait. So that's one, that's two. I want to say... No, that's not... Because the thing is, there's a 25th... So there's 3 versions of Jeopardy on the NES that are made by... Well, technically 4. I want to say that's one just called Jeopardy, because I want to say there's a 25th anniversary and also a junior edition. I want to say that's just a normal one. That should have been just a normal one. So, yeah.
That had to be the normal one. They're asking Marx Brothers questions.
Yeah.
They asked about Ernie Kovacs.
Rare. And yes. Did I put a trivia one in there? Yes, I did. Tone. There isn't one. OST.
Okay, you have to fail it because they don't have the I'm a Little Teapot song, which is the signature theme song of Jeopardy, so fail.
They had it.
They did? When?
Yeah, the title screen and when you do Double Jeopardy. Or the Final Jeopardy.
No, that was a different song.
Other than Think?
It wasn't the I'm a Little Teapot, short and stout. Here is
that was in it. That was in it,
No.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, maybe I'm tone deaf then. All right.
But anyway, I mean, there's really no music.
It's non-existent. It is incredibly quiet aside from sound effects.
World, it's Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Craft.
C.
I would say C solely for the fact that it's Jeopardy.
Yeah, it's Jeopardy, it's functional, it's fine.
Yeah. Impact.
Nil.
I would say D because, I mean, if you played NES games, you knew that Jeopardy existed.
Yeah.
Age. Oh god, it is aged poorly.
Yeah, I would probably say E solely on the...
I would mark it down as an E, yeah. Just because of the fact that it's Jeopardy, so everything in it is gonna date quickly.
Yeah. Touch.
What does touch mean again?
Touch is basically difficulty of play.
Like how approachable it is.
Basically, think of C as think of a game that it can get a little challenging, but it's definitely beatable. The thing that I've been using is for C is think of arcade brawl games where you can they might be difficult, but you can kind of credit read through them. You really shouldn't have difficulty getting to the end of it. B is basically where you can give yourself a little bit of leeway, and it's still pretty. You can definitely see the ending. And then A is basically they basically hand you the game.
Well, you can get to the end of Jeopardy. It will eventually end.
So, and there's definitely difficulty things. So I'm thinking either A or B.
You should probably put it at B, because some of the questions in there would be obscure.
Yeah. It's still Jeopardy, so it's still bullshit. But
when we eventually get the junior edition, I'd probably put that in A.
Yeah,
we can play it just fine, and that's what matters. Yeah. Even if we suck.
And also, there would be misspellings, like coconuts and coconuts, so...
Right.
Yeah, that's the other issue is British spelling.
Yeah, you would only get that right in the second try. But other than that, the interface looked very workable.
Yeah. I mean, granted, it's an NES game, so you're gonna have to type that out. But I mean, it was fine.
I mean,
It seemed to be.
It's not the anticipation keyboard where it's all in one row. I mean, it helped that it was in multiple rows.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still better than the fairly recent Jeopardy game that I played with some people.
Wow.
Because it put zero effort in.
Oh, yeah. The
You know-
recent game show things have not been great.
It put zero effort in, and also, better yet, all of the answers are multiple choice.
Oh, right. They did start doing that. Yeah.
Which completely defeats the purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well
So
play
we ended
it.
up just all cheating, because fuck it.
Yeah, at that point. So
I won because I cheated the best.
the next game we're going to take a look at to round out the INT category. I mentioned before there would be games that are kind of let you embrace your creative side, and I really hope that this game works because I've had to use multiple different emulators to get this game to work.
Oh boy.
For a reason you'll see why in a second. This is also going to be a weird game to showcase. Because this... also, let me make sure that... This window's up. Okay. So this game is... Mario Paint.
God damn it, let's draw a dick.
Also, it might be a smidge loud. Turn that down just a smidge.
Draw a dick.
There. I can't draw a dick quite yet. So, before I actually get into the game, so all of the... Also, let me do this. So I can at least see the chat up. Okay. Okay, so this little title screen, there's a lot of little Easter eggs here. Oh, actually, I take that back. I can.
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
What is that supposed to be?
A really bad penis.
Demonetized.
So let's
Behold the powerful
what does this
chub.
one do? Oh, so you can see the staff.
Also, chat's asking for a middle finger.
Alright. Well, actually, once I get into the actual game, that'll be easier. It makes it all wiggly.
I hate this.
There.
What?
Yeah, you click on the...
Sorry, I feel like I've just fucking played an N64 rare game.
Now, I want to say there's something where... Occasionally there will be a star that shoots down, and if you click on that, something happens, but...
Touch dog.
Also... there's also this.
Go on.
So this was the first time that I've ever heard that. So that little bit thing here, also to show that Koizumi Tataka worked on this for the soundtrack. This is Tataka's song, which is a very famous Easter egg in games that he worked on. Also, last little Easter egg I'll show, if I can do it properly. I missed.
Oh, you can hit him on the head with the A, yeah.
Okay, damn it. Okay, let's just start. Okay, so Mario Paint is exactly what it sounds like. It is a paint thing. You have many tools in which you can paint, like different broad brushes. So the thing with this game is that when it came out, it was actually packaged. So this is an SNES game. If you have not haven't seen, but it came with a mouse. And actually, this reminded me of the fact that there was a time when mice were not like laser mice or optical mice. It was a rubber trackball mount, or that had it was one of those mice that has a trackball at the bottom. A rubber trackball that sucked.
Yes.
Also, you're dealing with screen resolution, so sometimes if you go fast enough, you'll get little... It's not a straight line. So basically the tools we have stamps, which I wonder if it saved my stamps that I made. Do you have plenty of stamps? Yep, it did.
Of course.
Of course. So there's also spray paint. You can also spray paint different like patterns. Even including the sprites that they give.
I hate it.
You can also paint.
I hate all of this.
Very slowly.
Also, that brush is going to town.
Yep. This, I believe, is a select and move. Or no, it's a select and paint.
It's a copy-paste.
Yep. Also, there is plenty of different different erasers.
Okay, but the most important is the one on the far right.
Yep. Yep. Also, this little dog thing, it's an undo button.
Why is the undo a dog?
I don't know.
Also,
so here,
click the arrow.
yeah, so here are the other things. So this will basically just, this will paint a new, this will basically serves as a reset so that you can make it all of one thing if you want. This is text, so you can actually have, here is basically size. You can have uppercase, lowercase, numbers. Also, hiragana and katakana. Also, here's where you can select the colors. And you can have pretty much anything as a color. Whoops.
According to the wiki, his name is Undo Dog because it's a pun on underdog.
Okay. Let's just...
Wow, that is the least interesting fun fact I've ever heard.
If you turn the music off, he will sometimes sneeze.
Okay.
Okay, but let's take a coffee break.
We'll get to the coffee break in a sec.
Okay.
Definitely.
Oh, no.
We are taking a coffee break. Let me tell you.
Yes. No, definitely.
So there's 3 different tracks.
I hate all of these.
This actually might be my favorite one.
This one's alright, but the bottom one...
This one's nice too.
It's causing crackling.
Silence. Let's go back to this. So there are also other, there are also some other different neat tools that you can get.
Okay, what is the jump rope?
The jump rope? The jump rope is animation.
Okay.
But before we get to that, here's the stamp thing. So you have a 16 by 16 grid in which you can make your stamp. This is how I made these. So yeah, pretty simple. The only thing I kind of wish is I wish you had more colors, but oh well. Also the cracklings, because this is using Huygen. So I had to break out the heavy SNES simulators to get the mouse to work. Because for some reason, nothing else wanted to work. animation we'll get to actually, because I might have prepared something beforehand. This thing. This is probably the more famous thing that came out of this, which is the music composer. So you can make your own little tracks. There are some pre-built ones, like this one.
I don't get it.
So yeah.
I saw a face in there and it was terrifying.
So yeah, that is, you have, these are your instruments up here. You got the Mario there, and they all correspond to a different sound, as you'd probably expect. There.
Face is horrifying.
So yeah, you can, if you go onto YouTube, you can find plenty of videos. So someone made a thing that is basically the Mario Paint Composer, except as a program that you can actually make. Because you only can have up to 24 staves?
Measures.
Measures. Yeah, I forgot what the term was. But only up to 24 measures, and you can only have one that's saved at a time. Also, you can only have one save slot for anything, and we'll take a look at how the save and load stuff works a little bit later. Or after we take a look at other stuff. Yeah, so that is basically that. I think that actually is pretty much it for that kind of stuff. This mouse right here, you can select the speed of your mouse, but granted, as you make it faster, it makes it harder to draw straight lines. Oh, also I forgot, now that we've done that, let us draw...
Why would you do this? Why would you do this to me in particular and do it so poorly?
Because I suck at drawing.
No shit.
Alright, so you can save or load things. Also, you do have access to a coloring book. So there are 4 preset little things you can, paint. You can make a cake. Or
I hate this cake.
do this. Or that, which I spent a lot of time doing. Also, you can save or load. So it will save basically whatever drawing you have on here, the animation, and the music. So let's go ahead and load what I've prepared earlier. So if you've played Super Mario Maker, you might be familiar with this particular piece of music. Also, this will show off what you can do with this particular coloring book.
This is horrifying.
Yeah, so here's my masterpiece that I made.
Why are Mario and Mario and Yoshi high as shit?
I don't know. Also, here's what the animation thing does. So here's an animation I made earlier. It does this, and also you can play pre-made music.
It's terrible and I hate it. Okay, this looks and sounds like something I'd expect from LSD.
Yeah, pretty much. And then also, you can make your animation loop as fast as you want. The last one being incredibly fast.
Hyperspeed. Oh, Jesus Christ!
So then, yeah, you can just, there's your masterpiece right there. So yeah, that is the creative options of
garbage, and
Mario
I hate
Paint.
it.
But before we go, let's take
a coffee break. Could really use one.
Also, for your animation, you can set the path for whatever you want, which is what I did earlier. You can have basically a bigger thing that has 4 frames, a slightly smaller thing that has 6, and small that has 9. But let's take a coffee break.
We've earned it.
Okay. So let's So basically, this is the fly swatter game. Oh, by the way, when you paint, right mouse button. There is a left and right mouse button, but the right mouse button does nothing, except for in this, where it lets you pause. So you want to kill those yellow ones as fast as you can because they will shoot out things that will kill you if they touch you. And they're kind of a pain to deal with. These things are kind of like the... so basically those, if you let them on screen too long, I believe they will explode.
Yeah, does it automatically hit you, or does the fragments have to hit you?
The fragments.
Also, the fly swatter seems really generous.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, chat pointed out this sounds very WarioWare.
I do believe there was a WarioWare. See, there we go. A WarioWare based on.
Okay, but more importantly,
boss attack.
Also, that thing. Oh, sorry, I had to play the button. So that thing that the face that the thing makes when it dies terrified me as a child. Okay, so there's that first boss down. Also, this is a really good song right here.
Yeah, you want to talk WarioWare?
Why does it go nah?
I don't know, but the little sound that the normal flies make reminds me of Bug. So basically, as it goes, it's just basically the same kind of thing, just sped up. The stage in particular is pretty hard.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen stage 3.
I believe that it goes up to stage 4.
These guys are new.
No, I think they showed up in the last stage. Oh, woo. Want to be careful with your clicks. Okay, here we go. Same boss, though.
Just gonna brute force it.
Oh, damn it, also... window got... Oh, nope.
And even spawned a new one, too. Were there any other bosses? I forgot.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, then we saw everything there was to see.
Yep. So yeah. Oh, you have to exit out.
What a shitty coffee break.
Yeah.
Gotta get this place fumigated.
Alright, so yeah, that's basically Mario Paint. It's a fun little thing. That, if you want an early example of what a paint program would kind of look like, this is it. You get some very basic options, so there's that. Okay, let's close out of that. Okay, so the thing with Mario Paint's very interesting, but I don't know, it doesn't exactly have a whole lot of lasting appeal to it.
I mean, tell that to the composers.
I mean, I suppose, but... Because, like, where would... I would put it at least above Math Blaster.
Yeah, definitely. But that's probably where it'd stay.
It's kind of straddling the line between game and productivity tool.
Yeah, because I mean,
it doesn't do either particularly well, though, is the issue.
Yeah.
Well, the angry video game nerd reanimated the entire opening of the 80s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles using nothing but Mario Paint.
I'm just saying, it very much strikes me as meant to be a toy for children.
Yeah, it's very toyish. So I would put it above Math Blaster, but below Jeopardy. Mario Paint 5. Oh, and I forgot that, was this 91? Let me check. Mario Paint 92. 1992 by Nintendo. For the SNES, not the SPES.
The SPES.
And then I believe I made a create. Yes, creative.
So, out of curiosity, I was looking up to see what else the mouse is used for.
It's something really dumb, if I remember correctly.
There's almost 30 games that use it, including the SimCity port.
Oh, right.
And the Doom port.
Of course.
But most importantly, it works with Revolution X, Music is the Weapon, featuring Aerosmith.
Ah, I see. Makes sense.
Which apparently had SNES port.
It
Who
did,
knew?
because that was actually one of the main ways that I played that game. Soundtrack, I'd say for Mario, soundtrack is one of the better things about that game, by far. So I would say either a B or an A. I don't know if I'd give it A, but I'd at least give it B.
I'll give it. Yeah, I'd say B. It's not good enough to be an A.
World. The only thing I'd give about World is that if it even give it one, I mean, it had a lot of charm.
Toss it an E. I don't know.
Not a fan of the style.
I'm not a huge fan of the style, but it's in part because I didn't really like Super Mario World.
I suppose if you didn't like Super Mario World, then you're not gonna like this.
But like, I don't know. I feel like yeah, I'd say go with B. It definitely uses its world. I just feel like it doesn't use it meaningfully. It's just kind of there as set dressing.
Yeah.
Like just all these little gimmicks for you to use. But it's there.
Craft, I would probably give it either a C or I might actually give it a D because it does seem a little shallow.
It is, yeah, it has all these features, but none of them is like particularly well realized.
Yeah, I'd probably on that point I'd give it a D. Impact.
It's very well known. I'd say at least a B.
Yeah, but I would say B just because of the fact of trying to get it to work for like an SNES mouse is not exactly the simplest thing.
Also, it didn't really change anyone's or anything like that. It was just...
it has to have impact because, as you said, you can go on YouTube and find thousands of videos just using the composer.
But would that just be because the thing with that is that just for it, like its fan base, but as an overall thing to like go into, like I figure A is something that everyone should at least try to understand. Like but B, like Mario Paint has a good offshoot. Like it has a good like secondary product, but the product itself.
What do you mean, like? So, like, I'm confused here. So, impact is how it changed the industry, or impact is how much people have to play it?
Well, let's see. Well, let's take a look at the guide. Let's see what I write.
No, that always struck me as like it's how much it changed the industry and like the
how
sort of
does
impact it had among people.
I forgot to change that. This game is crucial to play to get a full understanding. This game plays a crucial part in the history of a genre or a developer.
You have to give it a B because.
Oh yeah, I definitely would give it a B.
Yeah, that was the thing.
A
Like A is generous.
I think A would be too generous. Definitely a B because you can see how this influenced a lot of things.
Yeah, which is what we were saying.
Also, they would reference it in later games.
Yeah, apparently Undo Dog is in Super Mario Maker.
Yeah, Mario Maker took a lot from Mario Paint. This aged
extremely poorly.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Touch. I mean, it's a paint game.
It's a paint can meant to be approachable. As I said, it's like very clearly meant to be like a toy for children.
Yeah.
Which is why it has all these dumb little bells and whistles so you can use.
The fact that you can draw the lines too fast and it had a rubber trackball mouse, I think, would take a point off, but you're emulating it. So.
I mean, at the time, that's the best you kind of had. But still, that again doesn't really play into...
I mean, I'd argue it's a double-edged sword because, like, you know, an adult knows that you can open the thing up, flip it over, clean out the mouse, and do it, whereas a kid...
Also, taking into account that, let's be honest, if you're playing this, the average person, if they really want to play Mario Paint, probably isn't getting a SNES. They're probably going to emulate it.
Today, yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of more of what the kind of these particular ratings are based on if you were playing it today.
Yeah, also, once again, the emulation just completely removes the need for the peripheral.
Yeah. Because also this is a... Yeah. So, with that... that is going to do it for the INT games. So let's move over to the Charisma games.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe something good.
Yeah, these games are definitely going to be good.
When you say it like that, it worries me.
Well, I say that also remembering what the last game we're going to take a look, or what the final game we're taking a look at is.
Good. Gonna end it on a wet fart.
Yeah. So if we're taking a look at Charisma, which is basically versus games, these are primarily going to be fighting games. But there will definitely be other types of games in here. The first game we're going to be taking, if we're taking a look at a thing that is primarily fighting games, then there is, if we're kind of getting into fighting games, there's really one game we can kind of start with.
One game we can start with. Is it Dong Dong Never Die?
It is Dong Dong Never Die. It is Karate Champ.
Shit.
So this is widely considered to be the first fighting game. It is a 1984 arcade game. There's multiple versions of Karate Champ. There is one that is basically the single player game only. However, I believe the most popular or most maybe not popular is right, but the most widely spread one or version of this was this version, which had a player versus player mode.
Yeah.
One thing that you need to, or that actually makes us stand out against a lot of fighting games, is that this is very much a karate game. It very much uses a karate style scoring where you don't have a health bar. It is basically about how you actually land your hits.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't I just go ahead and start? So first off, whenever you start a game, you actually can do this full practice mode. And here is showing off the fact that this is actually a dual joystick game. And your different moves are performed by how you, or basically like these are your kind of different moves.
A narrative element.
This lady's tiny.
Yes. Okay, so yep. Also, I think I
Just
made
kick him in the fucking gut. Wow.
Liver shock.
Straight in the fucking kidneys.
Full point.
Okay. So the difference between a full point and a half point, I believe the full point is more given if you counter.
Half point.
Or there's I can't really figure out what the exact thing is regarding like what is what point. Whoop.
Half point.
Damn, get fucked up.
But if I
Stop.
timer scam,
God.
okay, so yeah, so the main way that you win is to get 2 points. Oop.
Full point.
Yeah, some of the animations in this, like, as Max brought up, they're kind of weirdly fluid, given the kind of game this is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, in '84 this blew us away.
Half point.
Okay, there we go.
I mean, you're in a real place, there's real people with real voices. Wow.
There's nothing real about this face, though.
Lady is tiny.
Ah! Now evade! You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Ow.
No, no, my shin.
Wow, you're fickle, you just fall in love with women everywhere.
I believe in the other main revision of this game, basically you're going to tournaments.
This lady, though, is also tiny.
Just like nailed him in the face!
Yeah, when are you gonna kick him in the fucking throat?
Oh, when I can remember what the stick combination is for that. There we go.
Half point.
Jesus Christ. Nothing about what you did is okay.
Half point.
So one thing that actually kind of shows that this was where this kind of concept might have actually came from is that this was so this has the hold back to block
Half point.
thing that a lot, like pretty much every fighting game other than like the ones that have a dedicated block button have.
Full point.
God, you just jumped up and kicked him in the fucking face.
There is one thing about this game is that it is incredibly satisfying sometimes. Ow.
Full point.
Like, given the quality of the sprites, it's weirdly brutal looking when you hit somebody.
You just walk right up and kick him in the stomach.
Back the fuck up. Finally, another tiny lady.
And even another tiny lady.
Why is there an American flag?
I don't know.
We are going to destroy an American today.
Half point.
Yeah, he's not falling for cheap tricks anymore.
I mean, Max, if nothing else, he's clearly got a type.
Whoop.
The answer is tiny.
Oh, by the way, one other thing you can do, this is probably more if you are playing against an actual person,
Half point.
is you can actually feint your moves. If you, like if you let go of the stick before the move fully comes out,
Half point.
it will stop doing the move.
Yeah.
I just wish there was like a button to let you spit on the body of your opponent. That's all I ask for, is just maximum disrespect.
Oh, timer scam.
Stop.
What a dick!
God. Again.
Oh, I actually win 3.
Half point.
God, there's nothing more satisfying just walking up and kicking him in the stomach.
Again.
Just fucking gut kick. Oh.
Half point.
See, the thing is also that's kind of really wonky with these is that there is a set distance that you have to be in order to get the move to connect.
Half point.
I just kicked you in the dick.
Again. Half point.
It is weirdly satisfying.
Again.
It's the animations they do to react that are just that really sell it. It's like sell the impact of all these moves.
Especially that one where you can see your character block and you just do a roundhouse kick to the face.
Another tiny lady for our tiny harem.
Ow.
You do not have the god hand.
That's why there's a bull in this game.
Yes, there is a. You're supposed to punch it in the head.
You do not have the god hand.
Again.
It's a little much.
Oh, what is that? Nope.
Full point.
Hey, what is the?
Oh, so this is dangerous. This is just asking to kill somebody.
There we go.
Half
I
point.
was trying to figure out how to do the lunge punch. I keep on forgetting. Is it?
Again.
Whoop.
Half point. Again. Half point.
This is the front kick. It's just like your most staple move, and it works a lot.
Just like real karate.
Whoop. Ow.
Half point.
Max, this comes as no surprise to me.
Again.
Oh. Nope. Nope. Nope.
Half point.
It just walked up and slapped you.
Again.
Just fucking bitch slapped you.
Nope.
Half point.
That just kicked me in the shins.
Again.
Also, I really need to not let him hit me.
Get your shit together.
He's got a
Also
timer
timer
scan,
scan.
yeah.
Nope.
No, he just gut punched you. Why are his eyes red? That's horrifying.
Oh,
Because
Behold our tiny harem.
I get a multiplier for. Wait, what?
no woman will love you.
I mean, I feel like he still won that one.
That's a
You
nice
know
touch having feet.
Okay. So yeah, that is Karate Champ. It actually, I wish there was more fighting games that kind of played like that, because it kind of has the thing that Bushido Blade has, where it's like, okay, it's not so much about like getting a massive combo; it is about timing your attack to get like that one hit in.
It's all about being like very careful and deliberate with your moves.
Yeah, which I very much that is my thing.
Oh yeah,
so-
Bushido Blade's amazing.
Yeah.
One
Did
day
you-
we'll get there.
You haven't done Deadliest Warrior yet, have you?
I have not. I played the trial of that game, thought it was kind of bad, and then
Okay, I've never played it. People told me
it
it was
is-
like Bushido Blade, but not as good.
it is like Bushido Blade but bad.
What is?
Deadliest Warrior, the Xbox 360 game based on the show.
Yeah,
That already sounds terrible.
It was. It also had it was like it's one of those fighting games that cropped up a lot in the late 90s, where you could dismember your opponent mid-fight.
Oh,
It looked really dumb. Any fighting game that does that looks dumb. But yes, that is not this game. This is Karate Champ.
is it Karate Champ or International Karate Champ?
No, because International Karate is a different game, and that
It is
actually
different.
that is a whole different bag of worms. Because there's not a whole lot of games that kind of took on the ideas of Karate Champ. They more just straight up ripped it off. So that was Karate Champ, and that is Data East.
Product of Data East.
That was for the arcade. And that is definitely a fighting game. Tone, I'd say it's atonal.
Well, what are the tone choices?
Basically, neutral, happy, sad, confusing, angry, cute, naughty, gross, and edgy.
And it's super naughty. Did you see that harem?
I'd say it's atonal.
It's neutral tending towards cute.
Yes. OST, like, I would say this is
non-existent.
Nope. Just an interstitial tune.
World building, I would say there's the feeling of the animation quality is really good for its time. I at least thought.
There's also like a surprising number of reaction sprites.
Yeah.
Yep. And a variety of locations, which I think is also nice.
Yeah. So I would say either B or A. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if A might be pushing it.
Do B.
Yeah, I'd say B.
Yeah. Craft, I would say, is pretty hot. Is either probably B or C.
Really?
I would say B.
Yeah, we're definitely more.
I'd say solid to high B.
Yeah. So what does craft mean again? I'm always confused on this.
Mechanical quality. So basically,
which is different from touch.
Yes, touch is specifically about difficulty.
Yeah, touch is approachability. Just accessibility and approachability.
Yeah, because definitely you already mentioned there's a nice thing in there where they have a practice mode, and there definitely is the fainting mechanic, which is very unusual. Because Street Fighter 1 wouldn't even have it. Isn't it Street Fighter 2 that accidentally invents cancels, which is what they have for...
Yes, Street Fighter 2 invents... Street Fighter 2 invents a lot of stuff by complete accident.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Impact actually reminds me of one of the things Karate Champ's more infamous elements, or more of where someplace that it showed up. A very famous thing that involves Karate Champ is that it showed up in the movie Bloodsport.
Yeah.
Because Impact, it's at least a B solely for founding the fighting game genre.
Yeah, I mean, sadly, I would agree. Like, it's a 2-player fighting game. It might be the first one, but you're right. No one else imitates it. So it's got a lot of things, except for international. But it's got a lot of things in it that nobody ever imitated.
Yeah, because I would say that I would want to put it A, because I think that if you are interested in fighting games, you should try Karate Champ.
Well, part of the issue too is it may have been the first, but it's not the one that got everyone into it.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, because what did we put? Because
there's a distinct difference between the first of a genre and the one that popularizes it.
Because taking a look at what we did with Kunio-kun and where's Double Dragon? Double Dragon we put an A, but that's because it's Double Dragon. Kunio-kun, it was the first of
I'd say
genre.
Would be safe for Impact just because of the fact that it is technically the first, but at the same time, it's not the the biggest influence.
Yeah.
Which we actually were literally just discussing what was.
Yeah. Age, I would also give a B.
Yeah, it's aged surprisingly well because the controls themselves are relatively simple and approachable.
The one thing I would also you can get this, actually, you can get Karate Champ on the PS4. Because it is one of the Arcade Archives games. I want to say Karate Champ was actually one of the first games I bought on my PS4. Touch, I kind of want to give a B just to round it out the Bs. But I would kind of even say B or C because the thing is that the combinations of moving the sticks in different ways to get the attacks, it can kind of be confusing to kind of remember what all moves map to what combinations, but they're relatively intuitive. Like, I believe the jump kick is up on left and right on the right stick. So it's like I know I'm going to be going up in the air, but also going forward. And also,
I'd still suggest a B.
Yeah, because that can get a little confusing. But another thing to give it a touch is compared to, say, a fighting game like how future fighting games would use motions. This is a lot easier to actually execute.
Oh yeah, definitely.
This is you should have no trouble inputting commands in this.
Yeah.
It is almost impossible to screw up. Except for trying to remember what each attack does.
Right. That's why I would suggest you should give it a B.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't give it an A, but I would give it a B. Right. So, that's that.
Also, just think, the first fighting game had the first training mode.
Yeah. Well, kind of. It was more limited, but...
Yeah.
I mean, yes, but the long and short of it is...
No, it really is a nice game where it was like, okay, we're going to be a little weird, but they introduced the concepts, they let you play it a little bit to get used to it. And then it really wanted to be a karate game and then was that. It's really neat.
Yeah. A karate game full of tiny women.
Yes. Speaking of games full of tiny women, so these are not just going to be games involving fighting, not just fighting games. But games that are very heavily focused on versus. Much like a game for example, I'll just load this up. I'll just also go ahead and say there might have been a reason why I took a look at a certain game last week.
Go
on. This is... did it pop up? Yes, it did.
Oh, hey!
This is Puyo. The other Puyo. The one that most people recognize as the first Puyo, not the MSX one. So this plays identically to the MSX version. Actually, I will say, no, it doesn't, because if there's one thing, and you can actually tell right here, that sets it apart from the MSX version, that actually is kind of a downgrade. There is one rotate button.
Ooh, that's not gonna be pretty.
The thing is that it does actually help out. It does seem like they give you a little bit more grace period with placing things. But yeah, this is also just explaining how Puyo worked. If you did not watch last episode 3.
Well, it is basically showing you that you should be setting up combos.
Yes. But yeah.
Though this is incredibly lucky.
Yeah. So I'll just go ahead and start. If I remember what the ones are.
Though it still has unfortunate color choices, but
it's a lot better about it.
Yeah.
So here, let's just do normal. So, if you don't remember last episode, or last time we looked at the Puyo game, I mentioned that it was a spin-off of an RPG series. This is where it really shows that off. Like this enemy that we're fighting right now, who is a series staple. Draco, I think her name is Draco Centauros?
Sure.
But yeah, she is usually the first boss you fight. But yeah, one big difference about these games is that you're always playing against someone else. Also, no difference in my bad play of Puyo.
Once again, talking and playing at the same time is difficult.
See, this is the main thing or difference of how the game plays, is that the concept of garbage.
Yeah, I never cared how aggressive these games were about garbage.
Yeah. Especially since there's very few ways to mitigate garbage in this one.
Yeah, especially because if you're building a combo, the garbage will straight up fuck your combo, and there's nothing you can do.
Oh, what was I gonna say?
What's that?
So this is the arcade version that did actually get an English release. A lot of these didn't. A lot of the games that are Puyo tend not to get English releases. Which is actually one of the another more famous thing about this particular version of Puyo, is that this has come out in several different forms. For example, when this came out on the SNES, in Japan, it was Super Puyo, and it's just a port of this. Not much different. But when it came stateside, it became Kirby's Avalanche. And in Europe, it was Kirby's Coast Trap, I believe?
And yeah, no, like Puyo is one of the most, if not the most, emulated puzzle game style.
Yes. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, no, this is what I meant.
But she is about to kill herself, so we should be
good. Because there are like a million different forms of Puyo. Some of which are official, many of which aren't.
Yeah.
But it's just become that kind of puzzle game that it is everywhere.
Yep. No bonus. Oh god, I keep on forgetting what this guy's name is, but
oh god, he looks like he's trying to shit himself.
Yeah, this guy, he has a really long Japanese name, and I keep on forgetting what it is. But yes, here's another staple of the Puyo games, is a little in-between little banter thing.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the fish man who looks like he's trying to shit. Or that, or he just threw out his back.
I think he threw out his back.
And he's just having none of it.
I want to say that this character is original to Puyo and didn't show up in Maru Monogatari. Because Draco definitely did. Also, they call him Gobi in this, but yeah, that's definitely not what his normal name is.
It's Jeff, isn't it?
It's not Jeff.
Damn.
Also, since this is would require me to actually play good, as you do chains, it will actually they'll say I'm doing Ice Storm or Firestorm, based on spells that were in Maru Monogatari.
Well, it's a good thing you suck then.
I could have done that differently.
You got me!
You could have, but here we are. Once again, don't forget that Puyos have gravity to them.
Yeah, that's... I'm so used to playing Tetris that I forget that the whole using gravity to help you.
Because yeah, you can break up pairs, which is very useful for setting up combos. That said, I make it sound like I know what I'm doing, but I don't. I suck at Puyo. Tetris is more my game.
It's right there.
As has been shown in the past.
Here.
Sir, what are you doing with your fist?
Taking off that guy from Jeopardy.
He's just got this weird 1,000-yard stare and doing this vigorous jacking motion.
Also, one thing that is probably more recognizable if you're actually good at this, but each AI has their this is gonna suck. Yep.
Prepare to get fucked.
Wow.
No!
God damn.
Okay. Let's try that again.
Wish.
What you were saying?
I forgot.
AI.
Yeah, AI. Each AI, you'll see here that fish guy tends. Well, he's not doing it now, but he seemed to kind of tend to build up walls on each side.
It's also interesting. It's always interesting seeing the techniques the AIs use. This guy throwing down a shitload of Puyos so he can get them out there and then start working with them. But that said, that strategy has not paid off well for him.
Yeah, because I'm just kind of no, except
nope,
he's getting lucky. He's getting. Well, I don't know if lucky is the right term, but he is.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the AI cheated. If I'm gonna be honest. Because this is an old-ass video game, and that's what constitutes for difficulty.
This is an old-ass compile game, not to mention, or also to remember.
True.
Because compile was still making these at this point. Also, it's weird to think about it. Compile usually doesn't make arcade games. But then again, since this game got ported around to damn near anything. Actually, speaking of ports, the one I did forget to mention, it's probably one of the more famous ones, is the Genesis version of this game. In Japan, it was just, again, another version of Puyo Puyo. However, in the West, it was called Dr. Robotnik's B&B Machine.
My boy!
Where all the characters were replaced with kind of Sonic robots.
Okay, but look at that death.
Yes.
I appreciate how low quality the death sprites are. Okay, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this?
Oh, it's the Japanese 1-foot monster.
I appreciate that, like, even she doesn't know what the fuck to make of this.
She doesn't fear it, though.
It's a foot.
I want to say that this is a monster that, or a thing that only appears in, like this game.
You keep wanting to say that, but I feel like it's lost meaning at this point.
Like, not that just, no, like, I think it only appears in Puyo Puyo. The fish guy appears in definitely a lot of Puyo Puyo games. Where I think this one just appears in this game. Which is also, this is the point where I tend to usually just completely die. It doesn't help that I'm playing like ass.
But yeah, it's interesting seeing how, like, the AIs, like, have very clear play styles. Like this fucker building some sort of Tower of Babel. Just waiting for God to strike his ass down.
Also, eliminating garbage doesn't do anything. Like, you can't use it to combo or anything.
Nope, it's just there to get in your way.
Also, one thing to note about, like, how these games, or a point on the actual difficulty is, the fact that it's very rarely about how fast it is. It is more about, like, the AI just being really good. Like, it is actually getting a little fast. Oh, damn it. Actually, that might benefit me. There. There.
What an absolute dickhole.
There. Damn. So I do know that this game did actually get actually relatively good for a PC-88 port. Oh, that's gonna suck. I'm host.
Get fucked, loser.
I'm super mega host.
That's the other thing too, like, whereas, like, Tetris, you could potentially come back from the situation, you require so much space for Puyos that you just can't.
Okay, so I kind of want to at least show this game off more, so let's get a little help.
Oh my god.
Let's see.
Do lots now.
Oh.
Do lots.
Let's see. Oop.
Okay, but look at that death sprite. That's really good.
Okay, so this I at least remember. This is the harpy.
You mean
she-
siren?
No, it's the harpy. That's what they call her.
Oh, harpies have wings. She's a siren. She sings a song.
Yeah.
They call her Elf.
Just gonna fuck her day up immediately.
Yeah. Basically, she is well known for basically having a really bad singing voice.
That was weird.
What the fuck is this gonna be?
Oh, I forgot what this guy's name is.
I think he's supposed to be a manticore.
That probably sounds about right.
But they just call him Scorpion here.
He's just happy to be dead.
Yep.
He wanted to die. He knew what
So
he was
this one
doing.
I remember. This is a penalty.
So this one doesn't bug me. What bugs me is the next one.
Yeah. So the only reason I know penalty is in Kirby Avalanche. One of the people you fight against, since they're all based on Kirby bosses, is Lola Lola La La La. They use this guy's attack AI. So let's kill them.
Destroy!
Also,
Those are very specific cheats.
I like the clicking.
I
Okay,
appreciate a rampant cheating.
so
Blah.
this is a zombie.
Gross! Can we at least see the portrait?
Yep. Oh, whoops.
Do it now,
portrait looks-
motherfucker.
The portrait looks the same as it is on the big screen.
Well, no, there's a panic portrait and then there's a death one.
Okay, so this is a magician.
Yeah.
I think it might be witch.
Yep.
Okay.
That face, though.
This is... Oh, what's this guy's name?
Ganesh?
That's not Ganesh. But he appears a lot in Puyo Puyo games. I'm sure there is definitely a wiki that tells you all these. Oh, also we got new... Oh! Also new music.
He's very polite.
So the next one I recognize very much. This is Sheizo. Sheizo Wiki.
Oh, yes.
Let's see if...
I fear you.
Okay, so basically the thing with him is basically he tends to not choose his words carefully and basically comes out as a giant creeper.
Literally everything he says.
There is a really good video from Puyo Puyo Tetris of all the different lines that he has, and they're really good.
Also, it looks like the elephant's name is Zodaimao.
Zodomai. Oh, okay. Also, Sheizo appeared in definitely did appear in Monogatari, where I believe he is a boss. So this is a Minotaur who is basically the servant of the next boss, who is actually one of the main antagonists. That is Rulu. It's R-U-L-U.
Where are you? Okay, but that's right.
I just remember from the there because there was a series of short. Also, here's Relu right here. I just remember the thing I remember from the anime is that basically Relu wanted a wallet or no, a pair of boots, and basically he couldn't find leather, but since he is a cow, basically he made her a nice pair of boots with his ass. Okay. And here's the final boss.
Completely destroying everyone for laughs.
So yes. Oh, apparently they changed her name. So, yeah. So this is Arl. Our main character's name is Arl Naja. Yes, they call him Dark Prince. But this is Satan.
Stage 13, of course.
Who is, I believe, Satan is the final boss of Monogatari 2 or 3.
It's 2.
Okay. Yes. Okay, so Skeleton, I believe, is from the... I believe all these enemies are from the easy mode.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's nice. They have different enemies. Oh, he's so cute.
I just like that they call her Dragon Woman.
Dragon Woman. He's the captain of the Gobies.
Ah, not to be confused with Bigfoot.
Here we go.
He's Scorpion Man, alright. And Johnny.
So Smallfoot's actually from Monogatari.
Oh, yeah, that's
3
right.
specifically.
Okay.
He's literally the first boss.
Oh, okay.
Elephant Lord. Max Minotaur.
Oh yes, and Carbuncle.
Yeah, boy, Carbuncle. Also, Satan was the previous owner of Carbuncle.
Oh, okay.
Hi, I may have the wiki open. How are you?
Also, this piece of music from the MSX game.
That's cute, the slimes with little eyeballs.
Yep. So yeah, that's Puyo Puyo.
It's a good game.
Yes.
There's a reason it would become just ported fucking everywhere and just emulated in so many different ways.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason the Puyo brand still persists to this very day.
Yeah. And yes, Puyo Puyo 2 is actually where the game becomes a lot more... it changes some things about the way that... the one big change that I know that they make. So in this game, one thing that is especially frustrating about if you are... Say both you and your opponent have a combo at the same time, you would both throw garbage on each other's side. The thing is that they change with 2, and is how the rest of the series works, is that you would cancel out each other's combo.
That makes sense.
Which changes a lot of actually how that plays. It makes it a lot less kind of frustrating. But yeah. Would we put this above Karate Champ?
Well, which would you rather play, Karate Champ or Puyo Puyo?
I personally would probably rather play Karate Champ over Puyo Puyo.
Same.
Interesting.
Maybe later one entries, maybe more, but the original, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's your rating system, so...
Yeah. Well... so it's 5, and that was 1992, 1 year after the MSX release. And this is Compile, with the help of SEGA. This is an arcade game. And this is a block puzzle game. This is very much a cute game. OST,
There's like one song. They played it in the background of like...
There are 2 songs, thank you.
Technically 3, because of the final boss music.
Oh,
Yeah.
true.
Also, to answer Chat's question, Magical Drop, I tend to like the Magical Drop games. I actually don't have a lot of familiarity with them, though. So, we're definitely...
3's the only one... Yeah, 3's the only one I've really played.
Yeah. So I would give for the soundtrack of this one, I give it a C, because it's... The song, and they're not bad, but they're not great. The world building in this one, I definitely give it a lot more than the original Puyo Puyo. So I'm thinking either probably B.
He sounds about right, because there's room for improvement, but it's cute.
Yes.
It's an arcade game. It doesn't have a lot of time for world building.
Yeah. Also, the conversations between the opponents don't start to get good until later games. Because there are some really good screenshots of later Puyo Puyo games. Because Puyo Puyo games always have really stupid plots, and I love them to death for them. Like, a lot of people said, like, when Puyo Puyo Tetris came out, like, people got really on the story of Puyo Puyo Tetris, but I love it so much because it is so dumb.
It is super dumb, but also super charming.
Let's see, Craft. That one I also might put... It's an improvement over the last game, but it is also... You have one rotate button in this one. Also, it doesn't have the more advanced mechanics of later games.
Yeah, I mean, you did say it was generous, but...
It
like,
still
I guess...
feels a little... Also, yeah.
Well, you didn't like it, so you should rate it C at most.
Well, then that's more because I'm trying to differentiate between me liking it and, like, what did it take with its mechanics. And I would just say, since it's the first of the versus one, it's them doing a versus. It's kind of it's a good take on what it's a better take on what they were trying to do than with the first game. But this is, since it's the first of the versus one, it's kind of very basic.
And Tetris Versus had been out for several years, and it had 2 rotate buttons and the line conflict thing you were already talking about.
Yeah. So I would probably say C, because it doesn't do anything bad. It just doesn't do as much as it probably could. Impact. This was probably one of the first, like, really big versus ones, or versus puzzle games, so I would probably give it a B at least. If not an A.
I would honestly say an A, because this is... Obviously 2 would come later, but this is one, like, the big one that people would emulate.
Yeah, especially since how big Puyo
Because
still
honestly,
is.
I've never heard of these Puyo Puyo games.
No, but you've probably heard of a lot of the copycats or offshoots.
Yes, we called them Tetris copies or Bejeweled copies.
Exactly. Wow, fucking Bejeweled.
Or columns or clacks.
Actually, I think Columns came out before Puyo 1 did.
It did. And then there's Puzzle Fighter, which isn't even on here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I could see where, this started a long line of Puyo games, but I mean, Bust a Move, Tetris, clacks, columns. I'm sure this, line was very popular. It looks really good, but like I said, I've never seen it before.
The only reason I would give it an A is the fact that this was the big for specifically the versus puzzle, because other puzzle games had like they probably had versus modes. Even Puyo 1 had a versus mode in it, but this is where they start having each you're playing against different characters, and each of them have their own AI. Because if you think about Bust a Move, which comes out after this, had when you're doing the normal mode, each of the different people you fight has a different AI, and
I will grant it is unusual that you're always fighting against either a computer-controlled opponent or a human opponent. Whereas if you're playing Tetris solo, you'd be playing it solo.
Yes. Which is where I think the idea of really focusing on the versus aspect, I think, is what this game particularly would be this game's impact is that specific reason is why I'd give it an A.
Okay, but I just didn't see it take off. That doesn't seem to be a thing that other games do.
Because here's also...
It could just be a cultural thing because it was never released under the Puyo name until recently over in the United States.
Because that's also the other thing to possibly think about is in Japan, this game was huge.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because now, if you're thinking about impact, and this might also be something to consider, thinking about it from a worldwide...
But even then, once again, you could just looking at the U.S. There's literally just Kirby's Avalanche and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
But see, you guys are cherry picking. If I went to the mobile market, it's all Bejeweled ripoffs, like Candy Crush, and they're even called Match 3 games. They're not called Match 4 like Puyo is.
Those I think are different. That's a different thing because those are also mostly single player.
Right. So.
Whereas the impact for this one is specifically with the one that are meant for versus mode.
What do you also mean by impact? I mean, did other people make games that imitated this?
Yes.
I mean, Puzzle Fighter does the same thing that this does, which is you're always fighting against an AI opponent.
You also, and that's what the impact of this comes from, is the fact that from this spawned a lot of imitators.
Okay, I can see that.
In a different way of thinking about puzzle games. That is where the versus mechanic comes from. Because even Tetris would borrow off of this with Tetris Battle Gaiden. Where I don't think you would have something like that without Puyo.
I mean, I'd have to see what Battle Gaiden looks like. The idea of I complete lines so it throws lines on other people was in Tetris Versus from day one.
That would be more that would be more in the sense of yeah, and the thing I understand that other games have done done versus puzzle games prior. But Puyo did more the character based. Really put it to granted, I haven't played Columns in a while, but I don't remember it having those kind of character specific things about it.
Right. I mean, it's your rating system. I would probably reserve A impact for when people use the word like when Doom came out. other games were described as Doom-likes.
But
eventually, it became the first-person shooter. So
Also, Puyo clone is a very real thing.
yeah,
Like, I don't.
Right.
there is specifically Puyo clones, like Puzzle Fighter, like
Right.
Yeah, so that is why I would specifically.
So yeah, I would defer. I mean, I'm here to see games, so I would have to see a lot more Puyo first. Just because I've never heard of it doesn't mean it's not a huge impact. So yeah, it could be an A.
Yeah, that's the only reason I would give it the A, is to the fact that it was more of the. There are very specific things about Puyo Puyo that added that other games would try and emulate.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, yeah, that is where that is the reason why I give it that name.
Well, it has aged pretty well. I mean, it's still hilarious.
Yeah, it's still really cute.
The only thing I would say about the 8 is that there are other versions of Puyo Puyo that I'd say are better.
Yeah, but the age category is supposed to be if the game has aged well. Like, could you still play this today and enjoy it, right?
One thing
I'd say give it a C, honestly.
thing about that is one thing to think about with age is like what have other games done since then?
Also,
Well,
we cheated terribly.
See, I guess it would beg the question, like, if someone playing it, would they say, I don't want to play this because I want to play another game? So I could see you doing B or C. Yeah.
The thing that I would maybe do C, because Puyo Puyo 2 exists, Puyo Puyo later games exist.
Puyo Tet exists.
Yes.
The fact that you can only rotate one direction would probably cheese a lot.
Yeah, see, that was the other issue, is just controls are super dated.
Mm-hmm.
Touch, I would put at C at best.
I would actually think D, because this game gets pretty damn hard.
Pretty damn hard, and once again, there are red Puyos and green Puyos.
Yeah. So it is better for it. At least it doesn't have green Puyo and lime green Puyo, but
And gray green Puyo.
yeah. So it is better about the colorblindness friendliness, but it is not perfect. And I don't even know if even Puyo Puyo Tetris has colorblind mode.
That's what I was wondering. Like, I'd asked that in the previous one. Is like, yeah, does Puyo Tet actually have colorblind options?
Because I don't know if they. I know you can change various things about the shapes, and one thing. Well, I will say one thing is I believe that there are ones that change the Puyo to distinct shapes.
Yes.
So that at least is a help. But this one, I'll put it C to note that if you're colorblind, you might have problems playing this game.
Hey, it's a good game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I definitely say it's definitely not a bad game.
On to garbage.
Right. Because if we're taking a look at fighting games, there's definitely one that we kind of need to take a look at. Whereas Karate Champ, a lot of people definitely say that it's the start of the fighting game, but there is a game that is very much directly considered to be the first fighting game.
Give me garbage.
And yeah, that is. First off, we need to know that if we're playing this outside the country of the United States, it's a crime.
I mean, okay, that is a C. Okay.
Also, yeah, this is the original Street Fighter.
Boy, howdy, is it?
Yeah, so Street Fighter, God, the original Street Fighter. Just look at this.
I love Ryu and Ryu in Ryu.
I mean, I did see one of these in the arcade once, but it was the 6-button conversion.
Yeah, and that I believe is the more popular conversion because of how. So that is one thing about this. Is another thing that kind of popularized this game popularized in the genre is the 6-button layout. Because the original release of this game actually used 2 buttons the thing is, those two buttons were pneumatic buttons. So think of like analog buttons. Depending upon how hard you pressed them, would be how
pressure
hard your
sensitive.
attack was. Yeah, pressure sensitive. The thing is, those were a nightmare to deal with, and also what people would do is they would take the padding out and make it so that the game hurt you if you played it. So, at least that's what I've heard.
People actually broke their knuckles on them.
Yeah. So,
And broken knuckles are painful.
Yes. So they changed it so like we'll just do it so that it's a 6-button layout. But anyway, why don't we just go ahead and start?
Please, just let's get this over.
Yeah. So you can do when you do player versus player, you only have a choice of two. Basically, player 1 will be Ryu. Player 2 will be Ken. They play identically.
Ryu and also Ryu.
Pretty much. So we have a choice of starting country. I'm going to pick Japan because that's kind of mostly considered to be the starting country. Okay. Also, Ryu has red hair in this one.
This was back when he tried dyeing his hair.
Okay, so... Oh, God.
Yeah, it's a pile of dog shit.
Oh, God, this game is so floaty. Oh, by the way, the attack doesn't go off until you let go of the button, too. So
there's a reason that nobody finally remembers this Street Fighter.
Yes. Yeah, so you have 6 attacks. You can jump. It's incredibly floaty. Oh, I actually did a thing on accident. So... One thing that... And I'm actually surprised they showed it off in the demo. But one thing about this game that actually is pretty... that was actually something, like, revolutionary at the time, was the idea of special moves. So, you think about how basic Ryu's, like, special move, are. In this game, like, they're all in this... Well, most of them are all in this game. But... they were, like, considered such, like, oh, like, doing a Hadoken's, like, this big thing. And, like, in this game, a Hadoken will take off a third of the enemy's health bar.
Okay, but also, maybe it's your
look
emulator,
how much damage that one Hadoken did.
Jesus!
Holy.
Yeah. They were big.
Yes.
Doing a Hadoken was, the Hadoken was, like, this... like, mythical almost kind of thing. And the thing is, in this game, they are the same motion to do them as they are in every other Street Fighter. It's like a Hadoken. It's a... If you've never played a Street Fighter game or know what the Hadoken motion is, it is you do down, right, and then a punch button to do a Hadoken. The thing is, this game's such a piece of shit that doing it is almost, like, impossible.
Is it time for fighting game notation?
I guess.
Also, I think...
Also, like, it's not... And it's also not just Hadoken. The Dragon Punch is in here as well. But... And it's the same motion. Dragon Punch motion is right, down, right. And then a punch button. And that also does a lot of damage. See right there. But I missed with it.
Do you also have Hurricane Kick too?
You do. It's a little bit more difficult, and that one is just a backwards Hadoken motion.
Right,
Which is actually...
It might just be...
Actually, this is something... Actually, another big thing that's actually kind of, in that case, different than the... like, how you would play most fighting games. Because in that case, with how strong your special moves are, you actually want to focus on the light button, or light attacks, because it makes it, since they're lighter attacks... also, thank you for the follow. Since they're so... Your attacks are so quick, that, it's easier to do your special moves with light button or light attack because the special moves, the amount of damage you do is not dependent upon the strength of the button you press.
Okay, but it's your boy Joe.
Did you just say okay, Daddy?
What? No, what?
Also, for some reason I have an issue. I've always had problems doing the hurricane kick in this game, like even more so than usual. Which is unfortunate because the hurricane kick has. Look at that animation.
Jesus Christ.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Also, movement and collision seems super spotty.
It is super spotty.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out why it looks so brown, and it does use a 12-bit palette, which does often make things look brown.
God, you just fucked his face up!
Wow, yeah, you just destroyed him.
Also, Mike. This is not who would become Mike Bison. This is a completely different character. They've gone on record in saying this is not M. Bison. Or at least go with Street Fighter naming Boxer. This is not Boxer.
So Balrog or actual
No.
Bison?
No, the character that would be, this is not, the character that would be in the US called Balrog, and in Japan, M. Bison.
Yeah, because originally he was, the boxer in Street Fighter 2 is named M. Bison, but they changed it because they're worried about getting sued.
Yeah. Whereas the character that was named Vega in Japan, or Vega here, is known as Balrog in Japan, and M. Bison here is Vega in Japan.
That's confusing.
It is. That is
Also,
why
we have to do boss.
and that is also why we use, or that's why the terms Boxer, Dictator, and Claw are used, mostly when referring to Street Fighter characters. Okay, so...
Yeah.
Okay, so there... Ooh.
Just barely.
Okay, so China. Oh, so this guy sucks. I hate fighting him because he's a dick. I'm actually getting those off a lot easier than I normally should.
Well, this is before things like reading your inputs and that kind of jazz, right?
I bet you there's still some input reading. I don't know. I don't know if I can't like. I don't know if I can tell if there's input reading, but it would not surprise me if it did. Oh, Jesus.
Just come to fuck you up. Also, I appreciate we're just flying all over the world, beating the shit out of people.
Yeah.
You know, technically these aren't streets.
So this is definitely not street. Also, that kind of form of cross-up really sucks. There we go. So, this next fighter actually will differ a little bit than, or for one reason, than the other characters that we fought. Namely, because it's Gen. Who actually does appear in later Street Fighter games. Jesus.
Just got your face completely fucked up.
Wow. You could rewind that.
Actually, I can't because this is the name. Also, for some reason, the continue screen's a bomb.
The bomb is actually inside the machine.
Okay, let's try this one more time.
Holy crap! That was 4 hits.
Yeah.
There are blocks in this game, right?
I think so.
That was 3 hits.
It's gonna jump at your face forever.
Okay, let's, 1 sec.
Let's cheat hardcore.
Yes. Let's do these. I'll just do infinite energy, actually.
You're gonna regret not getting invincibility.
Oh my god! Oh, there you go. Wow. Wait.
Also, one thing about the Dragon Punch is that you have it is completely invincible.
Does it normally do that much damage?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow, this game is cheap.
Yeah, this is very much a... They had an idea, they might not have executed on it the best that they possibly could have.
And it's also kind of a case of throwing shit at a wall to see what sticks.
Yeah, because it was like 87, so...
Everybody's salty as shit you beat.
Oh, wow! Oh, yes, yes! That is
These
amazing.
are all good faces.
That was amazing! This guy has a serious eating disorder in later games, right?
Yes. So yeah, Birdie definitely appears in later games.
Isn't he the superior officer to Dial? Or is I'm thinking of someone else?
That's
You're thinking
No, that's Nash.
that is Nash.
Yeah, Birdie's a big fat biker on the new one.
Yes. So the thing is that a lot of characters that appear in this game that would come in later Street Fighters would appear mostly in Street Fighter Alpha.
Man,
yeah, that is one thing that I should mention is that the director of this game did leave Capcom to join SNK.
I like the store.
That explains a lot.
That just sells junk. So, yeah, no, didn't SNK make a game after Street Fighter 2 they actually got sued over?
I don't know if they specifically got sued over, but that is Art of Fighting, I believe, would be the big one.
Okay, this guy has weapons. What the hell?
And yeah,
We can fly and shoot fireballs. I think it's perfectly fair.
Yeah, the one that got sued was Fighter's History.
Okay. Yeah, but I can never get over, like, they're bringing in weapons. Like, in Mortal Kombat, they're bringing freaking guns.
Also,
Look, this is a street fight. Honor don't matter for shit.
Also, the thing with Eagle that is interesting is that he would actually come back in a later fighting game. But it would be Capcom vs. SNK 2 that he would later appear in. But also one little bit of trivia about Eagle, and I don't know if it's still true, but I believe he is the only character that is confirmed to be gay in Street Fighter. I believe that is Eagle. I might be thinking of I might be thinking of someone else. Okay, and this is just me sucking. Oh god! Okay, so here's the final stage.
Oh, they say he uses Bojitsu. I thought he was using Eskrima.
Well, poison's something different. Well, that gets when you go into weird territory.
Oh yeah, even the wiki is throwing shade on it.
Got Adon. Adon would definitely appear in later. He would appear in Alpha, and I want to say he's in. I know he's in 4. I can't remember if he's in 5 though. Also, by the way, are you ready for the best music in the game?
You saying we aren't already listening to it?
No. Because we gotta fight the final boss.
That is a powerful face. I'm sorry, what is this discordant bullshit?
Bad.
This is great. What are you talking about?
What is wrong with you, Carnival?
Lots of things.
Oh wow, you actually knocked his eye patch off.
Oh, I didn't notice that. So one thing that is actually a bit of story bit about this game is that, so in later games, Sagat would have a giant scar across his chest. The story reason why he got that scar is actually during this tournament, because of Ryu's Dragon Punch.
Wow, this art.
Distinction! Or is that maybe a C? Maybe that's a C.
Well, you're king of the hill.
Okay, that's a C. Or no, that's a... Is it?
No, look at the
No,
knock.
it's a C. It's a C. It's a C.
It's a really awful C. Like, this font is really terrible.
Innocent sideshow.
Oh, Yuki-chan's Papa.
Hard planning.
Mechatronics. Mechatronics. Yeah.
Sure. I never understood why video game programmers would use pseudos.
It is to prevent headhunting.
Yep. They were deliberately forcing them.
That is deliberately. That's why it was particularly big in Japan.
Which is weird because in the U.S. they just simply wouldn't have credits.
Yes.
Yep.
But the reason why, especially Capcom, definitely was more notorious for it. But it was, to prevent headhunting.
Yeah. So why have credits at all?
So you could at least tie to say, at least if you knew who the person was, to at least, they were at least credited if in a really roundabout way.
The wacky Japanese, all right.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, that is the first Street Fighter.
Yes.
I'm going to go and say I would not play that over Puyo Puyo. Or anything, really.
New.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, and it's something I will admit, you're going to have some rough patches before you actually get to the good stuff, but that is particularly rough to play now. Episode 5, 1987. By Capcom for the arcade. It is a fighting game. Tone, I'd say, is atonal. OST is at most a D.
It exists.
But it exists and also is not very pleasant.
As I said, the final boss one was a total garbage.
Yeah, that what the hell? Don't forget, there are guys like you all over the world.
Yes. Also, that's funny, especially since the soundtrack was composed by one of the composers that would later work, or no, that one. Actually, no, maybe not later, but that would work on Mega Man.
Not everyone's always firing on 100, all cylinders.
Yeah, I suppose.
I would definitely give it low ranks. I mean, it's nice they tried to put in different backgrounds, but everyone has the same quotes.
Okay, but what would you rank?
Also, the characters themselves are kinda not.
They exist.
They exist, but also kind of almost have a little bit of Punch-Out syndrome in that they're very much kind of stereotypes.
And
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like the world is just full of fight mans. That's the world. Congrats.
Because it's like the Chinese are like it's like something that it just seems like something that would be in Punch-Out, like that quality of like character.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they all have like very strong flavors of cultural stereotype, each one of them.
Yeah, they were very stereotypical, and I couldn't tell the difference between any of their fighting styles. They just leaped at you and
yeah, some characters just had like there was also the ninja and like the
ninja was the only one who really seemed to have a distinct style.
Also Lee had one distinct style as well. Actually, no. No, because I would say that the fighting styles are different. Actually, when I think Birdie and like maybe like no, because I would say the USA ones were kind of bland. Maybe also Retsu was also kind of bland. But there were some that had distinct styles. Also, some that were in terms of a world building, they definitely had their distinct styles, but I don't think they're particularly great. Yeah. Let's see. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. Yeah, this game is... Yeah, it's not a good game. It's developed poorly. They could have... If we're thinking about, what they could have done at the time, then could they have gone back to the drawing board and maybe waited and like produce a product that could have been better? I definitely think you probably could have. Because there are actually games that are similar to fighting games around the time, but whether or not
I mean, I would agree they were on to something, because Street Fighter 2 is lightning in a bottle.
Yes. So, yeah. I'd say D. Because they probably could have done better. Impact, it's at least a B.
See, really? Because like when you're but everyone talks about Street Fighter 2, no one talks about Street Fighter.
Well, the thing is that Street Fighter being B specifically being for the start of the genre, I think having like the B's be for like, they're onto something, like they're maybe not even quite at it, but it's at least pushing the subgenre forward. Because the thing that would be done in Street Fighter would be later reiterated on for Street Fighter 2.
Right, Street Fighter 2 would add a lot more to it, but I'm thinking of games like Barbarian, Karate Champ. Man, what else is in this genre?
Well, Barbarian is weird. I would, because Barbarian does that doesn't have does that have a life bar in it?
Oh yeah. And Barbarian also not only has a life bar, but it also has the instant kill decapitation move.
The only thing I would say about Barbarian, and granted, I haven't played it, but from what I've seen of it, isn't that thing like a little bit, the moves are more done in the style of like, almost like Karate Champ, but they're more deliberate, almost like more karateka-ish?
Well, right. It's more like Karateka because it's got single button. Like I guess you could say like when they got rid of the pneumatics and replaced it with the 6-button scheme.
Yeah, because that's also the thing that I'm thinking of is that the 6-button layout.
The 6-button, and it's still half circles to do Hadouken, right?
Yes, and it was the first to do, or at least one of the first to do a quarter circle kind of thing.
Right. So I guess you could rank it, somewhere around. It's probably the first game to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Age. Also, yeah.
And touch, it's definitely not friendly. I mean, all these combat games aren't very friendly, but this one, no.
Well, this is especially like you saw how I got hit in like 2 hits and died.
No, because I remember Street Fighter 2, even though it was kind of floaty, you could easily get into it.
Yeah, and even with Street Fighter 2 with cheap ass AI, it at least makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this, it's just like, okay, they're kind of floating around everywhere.
Yeah, there's no throws in Street Fighter, is there? Street Fighter 1.
No.
Yeah, whereas 2 adds the throws, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, so that's the original Street Fighter. Yeah, so there we have some entries in the INT and Charisma list.
So and also I'd have to agree this does have an impact because we're going to review Human Killing Machine.
Ah, shit, you're right. At some point.
Well,
But
I guess if you want to play a terrible game.
Yeah. So yeah.
Also, for reference, Eagle's bisexual.
Oh, it's bisexual? Okay.
Well, according to the wiki, because they made him look like Freddie Mercury and they have him quoting Freddie Mercury lines, and since Freddie Mercury is bisexual, obviously any British man who looks like Freddie Mercury and quotes Freddie Mercury lines must also be bisexual. I mean, that's how that works.
Look, they just wanted to put Freddie Mercury in the game.
Yeah, it's surely not the fact that they don't know what British people are and are just copying lines from somewhere.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Either way, though.
Yes.
Fuck this game.
And also, that'll do it for this episode. Thank you for watching.
Oh, thanks for streaming. Thanks for not cheating.
Okay, so
with all the games.
There's the episode. If you would like to keep up to date with Retro Rank Rhapsody, you can follow me on Twitter at LoloThePuzzlo, or join my Discord server by going to the URL discord.ldp.life. Thank you for watching, and I hope you stop by again.